we starting with? I guess we are starting with Capricorn. So, Capricorn, because they're opening up the season, being a Christmas baby and starting everywhere. So, you guys will be able to guess. I'm going to pull the next one here to guess. Guess, is this one? I'm not so sure. It looks like it's one. But let's see. Capricorns. Capricorn. So what we have here, we have the Hangman reversed, and we have Knight of Cups reversed over here. So let me just get one more. And then we have Lovers. So, my dear Capricorns, you have two major arcanas. The birthday period for you is going to be really interesting because you really want to indulge. You're generally not a sign that is known by, are you? Because you're represented with devil after all. But devil can lead you to lots of temptations. But that's why Capricorns are usually all or nothing, right? They'll be all loyal or they'll be celibate kind of a thing, right? It's kind of like a little bit of extreme in a sense. And maybe that's kind of like what I see over here. The Hangman reversed indicates that we are telling others that we are doing the right thing, but we are really not doing it, or we are not doing it correctly. And whole effort really doesn't count. And we cannot talk about the pride, we cannot talk about everything going on while it really isn't kind of a thing. Knight of Cups means if you're a man that you just like there's something that you can get so easily and you know the system, but and you keep doing it and it's not bringing you the real happiness, right? And maybe the realization that this is like what it is bringing you to Lovers. And Lovers is about choice of sticking through, finding somebody and enjoying really somebody. It's completely different quality from this Hangman. Hangman is like the Neptune principle. It's kind of like reversal. It's kind of like somebody's doing water torture on you, a little bit of that, and you are supposed to say thank you and thank you and thank you. It's like a book of Job over here that we are dealing, right? But this is light. This is like somebody saying, no, I'm rescuing you, I'm leaving you, taking you out, and look at how beautiful it is. Like you can see the quantitative difference in how much lighter this feels, right? But it's really interesting that we also have this possibility of temptation, because it's saying, you know what, you really need to change. Otherwise, the things can really, really go back into the darkness. And it's really important to kind of understand that. So let me see Capricorn over here. What clarifiers I get over here? I get jealousy and I get marriage. Yeah. Maybe you are like, maybe somebody is teasing you. It's just a bad combination. Sorry, I mean, the cards that already have been problematic now have been more even clarified with that. So be careful if you're the jealous kind, or be careful if somebody is jealous of you. It never really works out. It's a weird thing that we believe that it's such intense emotions that just the whole thing that somebody else has something that we so desire is so painful, right? And it can be really easily overcome with self-esteem and the realization that not everything really works out for us. But this almost looks like that there's like some permanent scars. So almost like tells me that somebody's leading you down the garden path, or you are the one who's leading somebody else. So be very, very careful, because by you accepting even somebody else's love, you start getting that emotion and that kind of stuff coming in your life. So please, please, please be very mindful of this, because these are major arcanas and these are like big, big things that are really happening. Or also there is like alternative interpretation that you're maybe going to somebody's, wedding or procession, and there is like something that is really, really triggering you there. So examine what is triggering you, because resolving it can actually really get you to something much higher. in some sense, I feel that you feel neglected. And I think that's what I would say. You know what? The sooner you focus on the positive, the sooner you're getting things that you really want. As long as you're focusing on the negative, that long you're not going to be getting it. So it's actually as simple as that. The decision is in your hands, and how things are going to really work out is in your hands as well. So, and yeah, it's 111 here. The next one is actually Pisces. Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Let's put this here. And let's do Pisces. I don't think anybody guessed Pisces, but you guys got... Oh my God, how is this possible? I just shuffled to avoid this, but like you got freaking 5 reversals over here. Okay, so you get a 6 of Wands reversed. You have 9 of Pentacles reversed. So it's something, you're blowing hot and cold. There's something happening here. You're kind of tired or some constraint. There are things happening everywhere, like almost like bombs are falling everywhere, or bombs replace it with crap happening at work, at home. And almost like in you, like in your own world, things are really, really happening, kind of a thing. But check this out, like you want some new beginning, like there is like some kind of devastation, but everybody knows it but you. It almost like appears to be like, you know, when a partner is, wife is cheating on a partner, everybody knows but him. Doesn't have to be this way because it's the pentacle here, but look at how many cards I'm seeing here that are kind of like, this is a winning card. So you're winning at any cost, right? And you don't want to move it. It's mine. The ball is mine. I'm taking this ball home, right? But you have been wounded in that thing, and that is really, really important. You need to lick your wounds. You need to process it. But instead of processing it, that the new storm arrives. And when a tower arrives in the reversal, so imagine everything is happening. So let's say sleeping, and you're sleeping so hard that you're not hearing like the earthquake, you're not hearing the storm, and you don't do anything, you don't contact anybody. So when you wake up, it's a complete devastation where you could have been fine, but everything around you is rearranged, and all of a sudden it's different, and you're feeling horrible regret for not being there, not helping, not kind of like having things in a different way. Or tower can also mean that you should have known about the storm coming, you could have prevented, but you haven't. So these are kind of like really cards of lots of regrets coming for you in January, which kind of like in a sense does make sense because your birthday is like 2 months from then, and which means that you're cleansing, because we did see it from your annuals that you're cleansing. You need to kind of like live that higher thing. You have like freaking unbelievable year coming up, so this is kind of like the last things you need to shed the old skin if you wish, right? Okay, guys. Okay, guys, let's see the next one. Oh my gosh, Barbie. Oh my gosh, Barbie. Is like your friend whispering to you, what the heck? What the heck? She's like on the roll. So, Barbie, let me just mark it down. You get more. Alright, so then what do I have here? The time is written down. So, Aries. You're very close, Kelsey. Even though it doesn't look like you didn't guess, this is the same axis. Just like to me, when somebody guessed me Leo, this is like same as guessing my sign, because it's just there. It's like a mirror kind of like reflection, right? So Aries. So we have 10 of Swords reversed. What is this? And you did see me straightening out the cards, and like, and there is something happening here. So Aries. Whew. Boy. I have to be honest. I can't sugarcoat, guys. I really can't. I'm really, really sorry about this. But you're getting a Ten of Swords, and then you're getting here a Knave of Swords. Knave of Swords is almost like Ace to me. It has a little bit modified version. It's inexperience. So you're grabbing the sword and you're like doing it for the first time in your life. You're wobbling everywhere. It can cut things around. That's kind of like the quality that they have here. You guys are completely closed down to doing the right thing. And it has cost you already in the past. I have a feeling you're kind of blamed for something, and it makes you very angry, but it also makes you take a grip. Your conscious is really working on you, because that is like about the spirit, and it's leaving the spirit over here, and it's kind of like right post that apocalyptic kind of a thing that is really, really happening. Being the major arcana, the high priestess appearing over here, it is really kind of like coming to herald that, you know, like, I mean, the other people are not there to guide you toward the right or wrong. You are the one who has to do it yourself. And you are not willing to take that connection. You just keep ignoring this. Because we are going from this to this. Here in the state, we feel that we are backstabbed. You feel that you are backstabbed. But you're trying to recover. Maybe you have experienced some kind of loss, because she's also the gateway to basically to the underworld or overworld, whatever you want to call it, to the other side, right? So we have to pull all of these swords and deal with that. It's really, really, really hard, right? That kind of like things are really painful, and each time it remind us of what has happened. But here, like, we are jumping back on our feet and kind of like yielding that sword left and right, and things are really, really happening. But then we are still sad. It's almost like it describes to me a person who is in lots of pain. And when you're in lots of pain, we don't necessarily play by the book. We kind of like do things that are more instinctual, kind of like knee-jerk motions. You're telling F off to everybody around you who you don't like, and then you close yourself in the bathroom, and then you cry, and you're experiencing the loss. You're not paying attention to people who like you. So you're a freaking bloody mess, Aries. I'm so sorry to tell you, but there is a way to straighten this out, and how you straighten this out is by non-reacting, which is, hello, I'm telling Aries not to react, like it's just a little kind of like red scarf missing kind of a thing. Let me just see clarifications over here. You're having here priest. So when was the last time you seen priest? This is going to be really interesting, especially for the people who are not religious, because this is clearly religious. It's kind of like coming, your day is coming. I don't know, I feel this confessional over here, and especially she's this way. She is somebody you sit in front who has this MRI for your soul. She totally knows what's hiding there, right? And let's see this one, and this one is officer. So this could be some kind of like legal path. So this is moral and this is legal, and she's also moral. So there is like a jeopardy of some sort from morality to legality. And I kind of like feel they're a little bit separated, but like I also feel that some morality or immorality is leading now to a possible lawsuit, or leading to possible feeling guarded, feeling harsh. What I have to add here, guys, this is changing a fabric of who you are. And I would really, really take a note of this High Priestess reversed, because she doesn't have that intuition. She loses the ability of guiding you. She loses the ability of installing that sense of trust. Because if you really think about how these cards are positioned, we have the Fool that we are starting. Fool is like exuberant, it tries the different things, and then we go to Magician and say, hey Fool, let me show you how to use all of these kind of tools that you have in your little sack. But then you get here. So Magician, basically you're coming here with everything learned, and every single stage is learning you something else. And she's teaching you that silence. And that silence gets you answers. But when she reverses, it's only noise. There's no silence. So you need to go inside. You need to slow down. You need to kind of like feel what you really need to have done. But it looks like you're like too angry over something. Maybe you're angry with yourself. Whew, Aries, I'm going to make a big note to avoid Aries' entire January. Please, please, please do meditation, do certain things, because there's like something that is really, really highly upsetting you, and you're not coming to your senses yet from what I'm seeing. Already, who is next, guys? Oh my God, Barbie. Oh my God, Barbie, I have goosebumps. Like, I have goosebumps. You have such connection with your friend. Just cherish it. Don't think about the loss. Just like you have it. It's just unbelievable how spiritual this really is. Like, we can see it. We can see, like, what are the chances? God bless you, kind of like a thing. This is amazing. Okay, Cancer it is. Barbie gets another thing here. Alrighty. Cancer. Cancer. Voyage avec girl. I love you. You like Cancers? So what we have the moon. And this is Pisces in tarot. Not Pisces. This is Pisces. It's almost like French when you glue. And we have, and this is Cancer, we have the Four of Cups. Cancers, you're one of the signs who have the ability to be extremely bored. Why? Because you're a chariot. You kind of like propelled forward. And if there is no gas in the engine or the horse is dead, you are utterly unhappy. You need to be in motion. You continuously need to kind of like keep doing things. So you did get one major arcana over here, which is important. It is, you're occupying yourself with thoughts about life and death. You're occupying yourself with thoughts about the right and wrong. They're like almost like existential things, but at the same time, you feel like really depleted of energy, completely. I have a feeling that you might be actually meeting interesting people in January. Either people who are very spiritual, and frankly, I will be very honest with you, that will be very, very exhausting, right? So that's really, really interesting over here, because you're also meeting this Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a person. It could be a woman if you're a man, or it could be just the opposite sex, or sex you're interested in, because they all feel like kind of there is like a sexual tension in this particular case. But there's like somebody who is mysterious enough to be very alluring. And this is like why we have this little kitty over here, right? Kitty is like, I'm more than what I appear, kind of a thing, right? So it is really important here for you to understand that there is like some kind of like a mastery that is brewing over here. This is like the fight between instinctual and analytical, and neither of them actually will serve you. It's actually something third. So you need to kind of like resort into developing completely new set of intuitions and tools, because as I was explaining in the stage when we go with magician, we just learn, oh, I have like a sword, and I have pentacle, and I have wands, and I have cups in my pocket. What do they do? Tell me, what do I do? So then you learn. But what do you do here? You're already in the stage of 18. You're not in the one. You don't have any of these tools over here. So what do you do then? You need to absorb. Initially, there are tools, just like tarot cards, right? But eventually, you absorb the energies, and you can just pick up the energy. You're just seeing the air, but you're picking the air, right? Some people just concentrate on a ball, but they're doing the same thing. So this is kind of like what is asking of you to kind of like go and try and test that destiny, go in that direction. Don't just say, oh, I'm just bored of this, because some gates are opening for you in a direction that is going to be very beneficial. So this person here could drag you out of some kind of like a funk here that I see. But it could be somebody who can completely take you off your own path. It's not a great combination. It's a fire and water. It can be very appealing. This could be a Leo, in fact. But at the same time, it could be somebody who is able to control you. And you're going to find out when it's a little bit too late. So let me just see this like 4 of thingies over here. And look, we almost got this chariot over here, but it says voyage, pardon me, journey. I don't know, like it just looks like that chariot kind of like moving forward, which is basically your card over here. So just dust off and keep going. And I would say, you know what, don't leave the bygones be bygones. This is also talking about letting go of certain things. Maybe you need to just spend some time on your own, but good things, good things are coming your way. So it's good for you, my dear Cancer. All right. Only Kelsey put it in, but we have Scorpio. We have Scorpio. Let me put Scorpio. What? What? Huh? What's up, pretty girl? Yes. What's up? You have been a little sickly in the morning, huh? Let's do Scorpio. Let's do Scorpio. Scorpio, yeah. Yeah. This one wants to come out. We're talking about Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, we have 3 of Swords and we have 2 of Pentacles. Come here. So Scorpio, 8 and 2 and 3, it's 13. This is your card, the Death card. January is going to be very harsh month for you. Some of you are dealing, there is a heartache. There is like something that you are really feeling. It's pressuring you really hard. You are trying the best to work the situation. You actually really, to give you, credit, you are not resorting to knee-jerk reaction. You are not resorting to any kind of like ill will. You're really doing the best you can under the circumstances. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who is juggling, who is sitting on 2 basically chairs of some sort, right? Maybe you are the one who need to juggle in order to just simply put one foot in front of another to kind of like go in a certain direction. It's going to take quite a bit to really truly understand over here what's up and what is really going on. So let me just see this like 3 of Swords over here. We have anger. Well, that's not a bad sign. And then we have jealousy. So yeah, you're dealing with a third party situation, guys, here. And like anger is already a stage when we're out. When we process this shock, we process this sadness over the situation. And then is this long path to get somewhere, and then you get angry. Just like make sure you don't stay stuck there, because there is this jealousy, and you are a jealous sign. So be very careful about this, because you're angry and jealous. What can go wrong over here, right? It almost looks to me that you might be somebody, oh my god, I can't believe it, I'm going to say this, but almost like there is like some calculation. You have control over everything, and something happens and you just guys need to control yourself, because almost like you are setting up a situation where you can really punish them without any consequences. I'm going to leave it at that. I really hope this is not the case, and this might not be even you. If this is not you, if there's like somebody angry and jealous toward you, please do not go alone anywhere. I want you to kind of protect yourself. because then it's the reverse. Somebody is setting you up. Go and check a Gone Girl movie or a book. That's kind of like visions were coming to me about that. Somebody who can just present the situation as being situation that works in their favor, but it's just very far from reality. So be very, very careful. January is going to be very tricky. Please be safe. And you don't hear me saying this very, very frequently in my readings, guys. So just keep this in mind. See if we can keep going. So this is the number 6. Taurus, and Barbie, you did guess Taurus last one, but I did draw it really, really quickly. Anyway, I'm going to give you a point for it anyhow. So let's do Taurus. My dad got COVID, and it's not feeling really well, but he's still breathing. He doesn't want to go in the hospital. He's unvaccinated. He doesn't want to get the vaccine, and he just couldn't even describe to me how he feels. It was just really ridiculous. So, all right. What did I say? Which one was that I got? Was it a Taurus? Am I losing my mind? No. I forgot. Yes, it was. I'm not losing my mind. I just forgot to put the timestamp here. All right. Taurus, and Taurus. Taurus, you're getting like 2 major arcanas over here. And so this is Temperance, this is Judgment, a Karma card, and you're having a 4 of Wands. This is all sounding good, except one thing, that we do not have actually Earth. Like you will be constantly out of your elements. You're going fire, so you're going to operate on a little bit higher level. And it's really talking about patience. You guys are very patient sign. I'm not very much, not really concerned about that. However, Judgment is one of those stern cards, and this is why I designate it to be a karma card. And Judgment is just coming to terms with everything that we have done. Right? There is almost like some sense of a new beginning. Whenever we get to Judgment, like that's it. Like you go here, you go here. It's like that ramp on the highway, right? Where you're rerouted on a different thing. Some people are just stuck there, and some people cannot progress. That's kind of how it feels, which is really weird, because you're arriving there feeling that you're in a really, really good condition. And you actually are, but this stoppage is going to make you reassess certain things, really, really reassess certain things. You are like now realizing the good things that you have done and how things really, really evolve, because this is coming to some kind of like small family celebrations, some small things that are really feeling that you want to award it. Maybe you're going to get some present. Maybe, I don't know, guys, going to give the shot in the dark. Maybe you're even proposing, or somebody's proposing to you. It is very, very possible, and it is somebody who you know for a long, long time. And that's why, you know, you're really kind of like taking your time here. You took kind of like observation, taking your time to kind of like see how things are going to really work out. There is really nothing to clarify here, because there is like no negativity over here. You just like show processions, and this procession is going to work really, really well for you, and kind of like congratulate you on your poise, and you're going to really enjoy your January. So no guesses. Okay, I am getting this one out, and we have Sagittarius. And again, I'm thinking of Kylie, and I really hope she's on vacation, because after all, they're in the summer over there and in Australia, and we are not, so that can make a big, huge difference. So okay, let's do this. Sagittarius. Okay, Barbie. Holy shit, Barbie. Holy shit. This is a Barbie show today. It is a Barbie show. Barbie, you know how I don't know which sign I was saying, like that you write certain things that you want. You need to write that. You need to communicate with your friend and say, oh, you know what, and this is what I was thinking about my life. What do you think? And by the morning, you're going to know in which direction you will go and what's going to happen. You have 4 guesses, pretty much everyone. It's really ridiculous. So look at the connection that you have. So Sagittarians, we have 2 of Wands, we have Knight of Pentacles, but then we have like this dreaded 10 of Swords. So it's almost like preparation. You're stuck in routine. You're stuck in analysis. Certain things are not moving forward. You're kind of like spreading yourself thin. You're going and looking in all directions. It almost like it feels for you that you're doing some kind of, or you have to do some sacrifice, and you're like saying to yourself, oh my God, why do I really have to do certain things? Hello, Andy. And this is kind of like really, really weird over here, that you're kind of like feeling, you're feeling stuck because you are used to energy, you're used to kind of like trying and doing different things. The planning part was really, and it is very exciting, but everything else is not. So like maybe your friends don't want to jump on whatever the process that you want to do. Maybe they don't want to do things that you want to do. And this is really hurting you because I think you're counting on somebody who just doesn't come through. Look at this. And you're like calling them off. Like there is like a widow that comes through here. I really hope that you don't have somebody dying. This could mean that, and I don't think it's you. I think that you have a friend, maybe who is stuck in sorrow, maybe who is stuck in some kind of mourning, or that you will need a friend who has to help you through this situation. That's kind of like what is really, really going on. Hello, Andy. Just a quick update. We've finished all the annuals, and now I'm doing actually January already because we didn't have many visitors today, and too bad for them. Kind of like we turned for a different kind of like thing. So my dear Sagittarians, I would just say, if you need to wallow in your pain, you know what? Join the crowd. You need to release certain things. You need to kind of realize, how did you get yourself in a situation where you are? And maybe you can do it humorously, kind of like, oh, you're probably wondering how I found myself in this situation. And that kind of like stuff is going to boost you out and catapult you out and go back into kind of like that being positive, your positive self, doing yourself, and how things can actually really, really work out for you and doing this stuff. Hello, madame. Hello, Jaspi. Hello, Jaspi girl. She's so polite. She's always very proper. While her brother, he's becoming now challenging matrix for power. He actually slapped Safi out of nowhere. He just came like that. And Safi was like, Mommy, look what he's doing to me, which is not typical for my little thing. So Sagittarians, you know what? Just allow yourself to feel your emotions. I would just say, you know what? You're always so proud, and you never want to show weakness. It is really okay to kind of like even feel sorry for yourself because you're releasing certain things, and this is kind of like really, really good to see and good to know. So, big hugs, what can I tell you, kind of a thing, right? So let's see which one is next. Okay. Let's see. I have no guesses, but I have Leo. Well, Jenny guessed Leo, so Jenny is getting one here. I'm going to just put this down. Jenny. Let's do Leo. Leo, January. Leo, January. Leo. You have Three of Cups. You have the High Priestess, and you have Nine of Cups. Okay, Leo, this is a time of a year where you feel really weak. That big cat needs to sleep and needs to get her 23.5 hours of sleep. Anything short of that is going to piss this big cat off, right? You want and allowing company of friends, but you also kind of like really kind of like want to spend time alone. The High Priestess is, you're going to be very much in tarot, you're going to be very much in astrology, but you don't necessarily want to share. It's going to be like only a handful, 2 or 3 friends who are letting in your own world to really be close to you, to really know you, to really understand you, right? So this is kind of like what is really kind of like happening here. The Nine of Cups means it's also celebration. You're kind of it's a realization that you don't need to kind of like do things any different way. It's kind of like really interesting here because it's almost like that you need your solitude. You're not lonely. You just almost like are trying to avoid other people in lieu of just like exploring your own things and being with yourself. There's really nothing to clarify here, guys, because you're like really on the right path. And this right path is path of exploration. You're going to be intrigued with so many different things and you're going to be pulled in so many directions. So, you know what? Being in your own company is going to be an excellent choice. I really have to tell you, because I guess you're like kind of learning that lesson that, you know what, I'm my best friend to myself and I should be. If I'm not, shame on me kind of a thing. But you're going to start seeing the other people and expect the same thing from the others, that things are kind of like working out in that way as well, right? So hopefully that can really work out as well. So I'm going to remove this message that I had over there for 3 out of 3 and just say January. We are into 23 readings. And let's pin this one out just in case that somebody else decides to come here. So who is next? Make it. We have Libra. Oh, let's do Libra. Let me put the timestamp here. I should have put a little furry balls, but it's okay. Libra. We have King of Wands. We have 7 of Pentacles, and we have 10 of Pentacles. So there's like somebody on a pedestal. There's like somebody who is ruler of the roost, somebody who is kind of like somebody who have worked really hard to deserve where they are. It almost like reminds me of the sports person who has been a really very who has done things in a really good spirit, who is now highly regarded without any kind of like bad press or anything else. So this person is now on this level of the life that they want to take it slower, and they're kind of like reshuffling and kind of like trying to see how, almost like somebody who is not ready to be retired but is retiring and is just simply living off, I guess, money investment, I would say. Somebody really well off. So Libra, you might meet somebody. Libra, you might be bestowed a whole bunch of money and your big worry is going to be, how do I manage this money? You might actually have a consultant who is going to really help you with that. 10 and 7, 17, the sky is opening, something new is happening your way. You're going to feel very hopeful. Certain things are going to really happen. You're going to be meeting helpful people. Usually when such a good reading comes through, it happens after you have really suffered, after you have been subjected to people who have been closing the doors on you, issues that haven't been working out, and now all of a sudden there is this clarity, and the clarity is coming forward and helping you. The 10 of Pentacles, just to go into this detail about this card, it really talks about it can have so many layers. It's from inheritance, so which is a big one, and getting something almost like a legacy. It might not be the money. It can be something that you'll realize you have learned that can make money or that can make a big difference. I'll tell you one example. I had a friend, we have lost contact, Aquarius as well. She was January 31st. She was much older than me. And so when she would go to her nieces and nephews' wedding, she would kind of like reprint her moms and aunts. So her mom and the aunt had been really close sisters. So she would reprint the cookbook that people used to write. So she didn't want to rewrite it and do it. So she literally created a little booklet. And she spent lots of money on it. From the youngster's point, it was ridiculous present, right? Like, what is she doing? Like, it's ridiculous. Give me some money. Give me a mixer, kind of a thing, right? Until I think it was 5 or 6 later when she just keep repeating the same gift and not getting any appreciation. And she finally hit the youngster who was inclined to do some cuisine. She opened her restaurant based on these recipes, and this restaurant is doing very, very well. So it goes to show, I guess, we karmically know that we need to do certain things, and sometimes it's a hit and miss over here. So for you, Libra, I'm kind of like seeing certain things like that. Maybe it's going to be something like that cookbook or something that has been acquired that is going to propel you forward, and that is going to be very, very important over here to know, right? So let's see. Oh, when the moon, Aquarians, we are next. Kind of like pushing ourselves to the back of the roster. So this is January. So let me just put a stamp over here. What is it? All right, Aquarius. So we have Hierophant. It's very unusual for Aquarians. We have 4 of Wands, and then we have 6 of Pentacles. So it's really interesting. It's asking us to be very moral. Aquarians, hey, you know what? You know the right from wrong. You know what your higher self wants to do. Just do things right. Very important to do things right, because it's going to lead to celebration and to basically victory. This, I don't know if I had such a reading that is like so freaking, like, banal. It's literally ton, what you cannot get kind of a thing. Interestingly though, that we don't have swords. We don't have anything that is kind of like our element. So it's almost like that we are grounding a little bit, kind of like any kind of like different kind of like situation. With this being the big gate, kind of like the gate, it's like so heavy. I'm kind of like feeling like you really have to put an effort to kind of like open it with that kind of like ring in the beginning, like really old-fashioned, very, very thick gate, which is really, really important that we give our, I don't know, concessions. It's almost like the ancestry card as well. Thinking how you, oh my gosh, it's just like, I just remember now when I was falling asleep last night and I was waking up a few times, I kind of like dreamt, and it was really, I just remembered I was dreaming like being first my dad and then being my mom, and literally I was living their life stories, but they were like almost like, they didn't feel real either. They felt like homework that they had to go through that process. And that's maybe why this really even came to me, that I'm telling this, because it was connecting with your ancestors in a really, really real way, in really understanding, kind of like being inside of their soul and trying to understand why they did certain things, how they did it, and so on and so forth, right? So that is very, very important to understand. So there is like some kind of victory. You kind of like, Aquarians, being able to really rebuild so quickly, probably more resilient than most of the other signs. Possibly only Scorpio can kind of match that resilience on a completely different level. Aquarians are not very emotionally resilient because if we open the doors to somebody, we just get squashed, and Scorpio is much stronger that way. So here I do see that, you know, there is like some absolute kind of like process. It's almost like a new start, that it feels like we are receiving something, because you have to think what this card does in a traditional sense. It shows this guy with a scale. So it's like only two cards with the scales, this one being one of them, and he's giving equally to the children or to the people who are asking, the beggars, which means we want certain things to kind of like go and work out in this fashion. So this is really, really important to kind of like keep the high road. I don't know, like there is like this essence of if you don't do it, that you're not going to get anything, and if you do it, you're going to get things that otherwise you didn't expect. So it's kind of like really simple, just do the right thing and things, you're going to be rewarded. So Aquarians, as I said, it's very literal. Why I said this is unexpected card for Aquarians, because Aquarians are usually against any organized religion. So this could mean about this universal law, because sometimes this card shows yogis practicing and balancing, and that could be a very important thing to really address. So happy January, Aquarians. I really wish things really, really work out for you. Virgo. So let's see, the next one is Gemini, or Gemini, I would say, plural. Let me see this. So oh my gosh, it was exactly on 200000. They're doing. So I really got really good night's sleep. I'm really on the roll, able to still not to be tired. So it's a Gemini. Oof. Oh my gosh, you're starting with Judgment, with the major. And because we just did your annual as well, which is kind of like really resonating with me. It's very, very similar. There's like something about money. There are like some kind of concessions you need to make. It is suffering. I'm not going to be beating around the bush about that, but there is like something karmic happening. You probably are having issues with money, or there are some things that are happening, but this is just a gateway, because you'll be coming in so much money that you kind of like have to learn the lessons in order to kind of like be able to handle yourself later. So you need to ask yourself, what is it that you have learned? I mean, you might feel deprived a little bit, and you might also start thinking, oh, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get blah, blah, blah. But maybe you have been in a situation when you have overspent and that cost you, or maybe you have been in a situation that you feel that there's like some kind of like carrot on the stick, that you're just not getting there, that you're just not achieving it. But ta-da, you're getting this freaking 9 of Pentacles, and you have yourself to thank. It looks like you had a team, and there's like 3 in the team. I don't know why the lawsuit is coming through. Maybe you're going to win something, but kind of like something has been dragging for a while, at least for 20 months. There's like some kind of like intensity happening, and you have been under that celestial loop, if you wish, for a long time, to kind of like see that you're doing the right things, that you're on the right path. It's almost like now you have to start sending your appreciation to the universe, not necessarily to any person. Judgment could mean the ancestors as well. It could mean, because I don't know if you can see it here. Look at the kitty, is just like, I mean, perched up. It's sort of like a being from the above, if you really wish, right? But there is like another one that is aspiring. There's like certain kind of like things that you really want to go. This card is really interesting because, again, there's this check-in board, and even the walls, if you see, to some extent, are also just not that big contrast, which is talking about this positioning, and it has to be few things happening at the same time. And maybe that's why it came to me lawyers. But then why would you have 3 different lawyers? I don't know. There's like something that is happening here, that some kind of group has to get together in order for things to really, really work out. But man, the results are great. There is a compensation, there's enjoyment, you are celebrating, you are pampering yourself. So January can bring some really, 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 really good news for you, my dear Gemini. So enjoy it. Appreciate it. You really made my day. So Virgo, you have, oh, there are more. There are more. You have the Knight of Cups, and then you have, oof, why? Why something bad had to show up? And then we have the Nine of Swords, and then we have a Judgment. So, Virgo. Virgo is kind of a straight shooter, I really have to say. And this is a little bit surprising. But you know what? Even the best of us, we do make errors and we make some critical judgments. And just by the way, just to show you, yes, the last one was Virgo, just in case you have been wondering. So yeah, it is there. So what am I seeing here? Like the certain things in January, and January should be actually, because it's Capricorn transition, it shouldn't be bad for the similar sister signs. But in your case, it's coming to some kind of stage where you feel that you are, I don't know how to describe it. You're like spinning your wheels and there is like no breaking chain, so you're not getting anywhere. It's the rat in the cage, if you wish, and you're becoming a little bit obsessive. OCD is kind of like name of a day for you, I would say, for January. And this is like done for a reason. Maybe you felt flirty with somebody, but that is just going to bring you nightmares. Maybe the person is presenting himself, herself well, but then you realize they're really troubled. Oh my gosh, describes my life kind of a thing, right? Then you try to be helpful, but everything that you suggest is coming through like exploding in your face. It's really, really interesting because the Judgment is the clarity. It's upright. You are doing the right thing finally, or finally you're cutting them off. Either or, it's kind of like working. So it's very, very interesting. Oh, you're Slovak. So there you go. Like we have really weird interactions with history. So we have here thought, or maybe you're thinking about romance and you want it and then you pull back. Or somebody made you think quite a bit, what is he doing on this bench? Just trying to see, what is he doing? Oh, that's a book. I was not sure if this is umbrella, or let me just get a light on this. It just looked like an umbrella, but it almost looked like a bird. And he's not necessarily reading this book. I can see that he's really thinking. And boy, I like this like old-fashioned stone benches. They're so adorable and so expensive to get one. So let me just see over here. We have Fortune. You know what? You are not seeing it right now because you'll be going through some crapola, let's put it that way. And you're going to just say to yourself, holy smoke, when does this stop? When do I resolve all of this stuff? But all of that is happening because it's almost like garbage. Just think about it. Just think about the vision that I'm having is somebody's old house. And you inherit the old house and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, this is just going to cost me money to repair. And you get there and it's all covered with sheets and, oh, I have to clean it now and see it. So you start removing it, you start cleaning it. It's so much work. You are like hating it. You are swearing all the time. But then at one point, you run into a box which is like so soiled and so dirty and saying, I'm just going to trash it in the garbage. But something makes you look and clean and you start cleaning and all of a sudden the lock releases and you see a huge, gigantic freaking diamond, right? It almost looks to me that you need to clean and let go of whatever is soiled. If you stepped into boo-boo, or if there was some kind of dealing, you're releasing this. There's like release right now, and you're getting your reward over here because you're releasing certain things. And this is the whole point. We have 4 points in this life to release it. My karma reading will show you, like, you have released that and that and that. You are still working on this. And we have these exit points. Some people don't want to go all 4. Some people want to finish before. Barbie, your friend, had all 4 right now, I can tell you, because he is so freaking excited and happy about kind of like life being well accomplished. So here, guys, this is why it's coming through, that this is why you have the fortune, and it's some celebration of some sort that is really, really happening. So off you go. And this brings us to the end of January. If you are here and you're at Virgo, congratulations. Only people who are listening to this would be entitled to receive a reading only for $50. So send me like between 1 and 3 questions to my email, mysticcattaro@gmail.com, and just say I'm getting the very special from the very end, from the outro of January reading, and I'm going to grant that wish. Thank you guys again for being here, for listening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Love you.